All right, let's see if we are live. Let's see how this works. Hey, everybody. I think it's working. It says comment moderation's not set. This is a new thing. Only followers will be able to leave comments. All right, let's do that. Okay. Hi, everybody. If this is your first time here, hello. I'll introduce myself. My name is Jamie Casarda. I am your holistic pet mentor, and I love to help people with their pets in a natural way. I like to look at all things holistic, but my specialties are nutrition and safe and effective essential oil use in your pets. And let's talk a moment about stress and anxious feelings. Now, our pets pick up on our stress. They know something is very strange right now. A lot of us are at home, and these topics have probably, hi Megan, have been covered like crazy all over the internet. You're probably tired of hearing of COVID-19. What I know is that fear is at all-time high right now, and people are stressed out, and for good reasons. These stay-at-home orders keep getting extended, even though the curve has been flattened. So as you can tell, even I'm feeling a bit frustrated by all of the limitations that we have right now, but I'm super grateful that we are safe and that my family's healthy. And I have tools at home to help us manage these big changes and all the adaptations that we're all having to make. Oh, great. I'm glad you're excited, Megan. I am excited to share this with you. So what ends up happening when we're feeling stress and we're feeling anxiety, and I've been getting a lot more calls and questions about this, our pets feel it too. And this can create all kinds of health issues that we wouldn't normally see in our pets if everything was the standard, we were going to work and everything, the routine is all the same. But when our routines change and our anxiety levels go up, our pets sense that. So you may experience some new behaviors from your pet, or they may be totally chill and just happy that the family is home, right? But either way, I want to give you some tips on how you can manage your own stress, but you can also, what's really important is to know how to use these oils for your pets as well, and to know if it's okay to diffuse it around them, if it's okay to use it topically. So the oils that I want to talk about today are actually the oils that are on sale right now with doTERRA. So this week is a BOGO week, buy one, get one free, and each day there's a new offer. So yesterday's offer was buy Serenity and you get Balance for free. And so some of you may be wondering, those of you who picked up that deal, I know I did, I got the BOGO boxes, can we use these for our pets? Yes, short answer, yes, absolutely. So I have a lot of experience using Serenity for my senior dog when she was with me years and years ago. She did live to be 20, seems to be the magic number in my house. And Serenity was extremely helpful at night. She sometimes would pace. In her older years, she would pace around the room at night and get a little confused. So what I did is I would take some Serenity and I would just put a drop on her bed. She was 9 pounds, so she had this like little donut bed, and I would put a drop of Serenity on her donut bed, and I'd put some in my hands, real good, not dripping, just a little layer of oil. And I would rub her down, just pet her along the back. And within seconds, I mean, literally within 30 seconds, she would calm down. I'd hear her scratching in her bed and she would lay down and go to sleep. So very, very helpful for dogs with cognitive issues. Great for dogs that are stressed or showing symptoms of anxious feelings. Dogs that are having a hard time calming themselves or seem to be pacing or whining. We'd absolutely want to get out the Serenity. And topical application is completely safe. And I want you to offer it to your dog by just opening up the bottle and holding it. So what I do is I call them, hey, come over here. With Buddha, I offer it. Hey, Buddha, I want to check this out. And he'll right away, he's like, what do you got? And that's my cat. So he does it too. But same way you would offer dogs or cats You would just put it in front of them about a foot or two in front of their nose and let them come to you. And so there's a couple of different reactions that you can expect. Excuse me. I just had popcorn. I love popcorn. I'm just going to admit it right here. And then I get the kernel stuff stuck in my throat. So anyhow, all right. So a couple of reactions that you can expect. So if it's a positive reaction, they typically will smell. They might realize they got too close and it's a little overwhelming. So they might stand back a little bit and lick their nose. That's a positive sign. They may come back again and go for more. That's a really positive sign. They might really, really need that oil. They might be feeling very stressed. I suggest if they are doing that, then you want to diffuse this oil around them. You may want to spray it on their bedding or put it on your hands, rub your hands together, massage your dog's ears. For a cat, you can dilute it down. You'll want to put 1 drop per 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil, mix that together, and then just use a drop or 2 of that dilution to rub on their back paw pads or rub on their tummy. Very safe, or you can just make a mist and spray their bedding if they like the aroma. One way to help provide a sense of comfort is to use this oil on yourself in the evenings when you're calm, when you're feeling ready for bed and your dog is nice and calm or your cat is cuddling with you. You want them to smell that and have that scent association. So no matter what oil you choose, it especially works well with grounding and floral oils because these have aromatherapy, emotional benefits. And so you've got the what do you call that? The training part where you're helping them with using the scent aspect of the essential oils and triggering their memory. So you want to use that, but you're also helping them to release emotions through the natural compounds of the oils because they all work on emotions. So if you smell like that at night when everything is calm and all is good, you pull this oil out again when they seem stressed, it's going to have that dual purpose. First of all, it has its naturally calming properties, the naturally calming compounds already in the oil blend that are going to work on them in an emotional way, but you're also going to trigger their memory. So that's really, really important when working with pets is to use it when things are calm, when things are quiet in your house so that they have that memory of that aroma of things being good. It's kind of like when you walk into a house and you smell cinnamon and you go, gosh, this reminds me of when my grandma makes apple pie. Okay, so that's the system that we're using to help create a more profound benefit for our pets that we can do for our pets and we can do for our kids and we can do for ourselves. So that's why I suggest that. So we can do the same with Balance. Yes, Balance is safe to use around your pets. Again, we just want to make sure that they are cool with that aroma before we put it on them topically. If they don't really like the aroma, if they go to smell it and they walk away, or they're not even interested in smelling it because they can smell it across the room, then we don't necessarily want to put this on them topically. We don't want to offer this as a topical remedy if they are repelled by it, because then they can't get away from that, right? So that's a compassionate, respectful thing that we can do for our pets, is just to make sure that whatever we're using on them, it's not something that repels them, that doesn't get them upset. We don't want to create a stressful response. So it's not likely that they're going to get stressed by these aromas. So don't worry. Just offer it first before you apply it topically. Diffuser, on the other hand, if they can get out of the room, if they can go to another room, it's usually okay to put it in the diffuser. If they cannot leave the room and they hate that smell, then that's going to be a real problem. So I would just use 3 to 5 drops if you have a medium-sized room, I guess you could say. I guess that's all perspective, but about 300 square feet, 3 to 5 drops in a room that's about 300 square feet, and a cool mist water diffuser. And you can diffuse that for 6 to 10 hours. And that would be a perfectly safe diffusion dilution. All right. So that's what I would do with these oils for your pets to help with stress, to help with anxious feelings, to help everybody in the family. But my recommendation is just make sure your pets are okay with that aroma. And once you've tested them, it's pretty much good for forever. I mean, for as long as you have that pet. I still sometimes will double check with Buddha before I put an oil in the diffuser that's next to him, because he has his favorite sleeping spot, and there's a essential oil diffuser right next to that chair. And I don't want to diffuse something that's going to make him uncomfortable and want to leave his favorite sleeping spot. That wouldn't be very nice, right? But this is how we could use these. And again, this is for the stress and for the anxious feelings. I've also seen people successfully use Balance to help dogs that have any kind of spinal trauma. If they have any kind of back issues in any way. So whether they're dealing with arthritis, have neurological disorders, maybe they had trauma just jumping off the furniture or jumping out of a vehicle, and then they've done some damage to their spine. If they're whimpering, that's when we want to pull out our Balance. So these are fantastic tools to have, especially during these times, because we need to be more empowered than ever before, especially with having some limitations, bringing them into our veterinarians who are doing the very best they can right now with the situation. But I do understand that many of them are having to bring the pets in without the pet parents. And for me, I have a really hard time with that. I wouldn't want to do that with my 20-year-old cat. So I like having all the tools that I can to help him at home. All right. So Balance, how you would apply that to their spine. If you have a larger dog, you can actually just drop it in your hand, a couple drops in your hand. And I do a little bit of coconut oil and then rub down their back. That's it. For a cat, you could make a little dilution or there's a roller Balance that came at Christmas time. I don't know if any of you have that, but I use it a lot. You could make your own Balance roller or dilution, and you would just do 5 drops in 10 milliliters of fractionated coconut oil, and you use some of that and then just rub that along your cat's spine and rub it into their back paws. So those are the best topical applications for back support. All right, so let's talk about today's deal. Today, doTERRA is offering a buy frankincense, which is wholesale members pay $45.50. And then you get Neroli for free. And this one usually wholesales for $47. So the get one free is actually worth more than the buy one. That is super generous. I'm blown away by that. Actually, I think that's fantastic. So you're probably wondering, can we use Neroli with our pets? Most of you already know frankincense is amazing for our pets. This is an amazing essential oil. I love it. This is a must-have. So let's talk about frankincense, and then I'm going to get to Neroli. So frankincense is a cellular health oil, wonderful for the nervous system. I like it for cognitive function. I like it for endocrine support, immune support, and cellular support. So if you have a pet that has some abnormal cells growing, we want to support a healthy cellular response by applying frankincense directly to that area. And so you can use the frankincense touch for cats if they have that kind of issue going on. For some cats, I recommend putting it straight on, just dabbing an oil straight on wherever they need it. For example, I'm working with a client right now, amazing woman who's beautiful, beautiful, sweet cat, has sinus tumor. And it's been going on for quite a while. So in that case, because it's a very large sinus tumor, I have her dabbing frankincense straight on over this sinus area, just to support that healthy cellular response, because that cat needs all the support it can get right now. Its body is working really hard. So frankincense touch would be a good option if you're using oils around the eyes, because then it's already diluted. Also good for skin care, any kind of wound, paw pad area, toenails, their nails. This would be great to help support that nail bed. Okay. Anything, I mean, frankincense is the first go-to, everybody. Frankincense. Use it for your pets. If you have any specific questions, go ahead, even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type it in the comments, and I'll make sure I check back and answer those questions. But this is a must-have for pet parents, a must-have for everybody. If you ask me, this is the staple, frankincense. And today, if you purchase it through doTERRA and you're a wholesale member, it's $45.50, and you get Neroli for free. So let's talk about Neroli. can we use this with pets? Now, this one isn't, it doesn't have as much history with pet use because this is a very difficult oil to get. It's also a very expensive oil typically. And to find it in pure form is very challenging. However, doTERRA has a CPTG standard. They are top in the essential oil industry, #1 essential oil company in the world, and that's because they have the testing in place to guarantee that we have a pure neroli essential oil. So this is one that I would use in pets. Again, I would let your pet choose, cat or dog, if this is something that they need. Okay, and now this is from neroli, is the flower on the bitter orange tree. So right before the oranges grow, the flower will blossom. And so this is a flower blossom. And what they do is they have to do an absolute version of the neroli. So let me see here. Now this one actually has the flower oil, so it's not an absolute. This is the pure oil, so it has the fractionated coconut oil in it, so there's no alcohol in here. So very safe to use on their cats and dogs. All you have to do is open it up and offer it to them. It's already diluted, so it's not super strong. I think it smells like honeysuckles. And then if they need this oil, if it's going to help them calm down, then I would just apply it to your hands. And then you can rub their belly, you can rub their ears, pet them down their back, or rub in between the back paw pads. This is great for muscles as well. So if they have any kind of muscle spasming. I've had somebody ask me about their dog who has knee issues. They were running around and overworked that muscle there. Neroli would be a good choice to try on that particular dog. It's also great for skin. It's also great for hormones. So if you have a dog that's going into heat right now because you haven't been able to get it in to be neutered or spayed, okay, neroli may be a perfect choice for that dog right now. So let them choose, okay, and see how it works out for you. Like I said, you want to make sure you don't have, if you see neroli anywhere else, just be careful with neroli, because if it's adulterated, you're not going to get safe, effective results, okay? But if you have a pure neroli like this one, you can safely use it with your pets. If you have a pet with heart problems, neroli would be a good oil to help support healthy circulation and healthy heart response. So, all right, I hope that helps you guys. Use your oils with confidence. If anybody here does not have their own doTERRA wholesale member and would like to take advantage of the BOGOs that are going on this week, buy one, get one free. Each day there's a new BOGO offer. So I want to make sure that you guys have access to that. If you're not already working with a wellness advocate, I'm here for you. I'd absolutely love to help get you set up so you can take advantage of these deals. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. It's good chatting with you. And make sure you put your questions in the comments. See you later.